Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Jerome Bell. I'm a college admissions counselor here at Stony Brook University, and I'm joined with Sam, who works in the financial aid office here. And we are here to answer any questions that you all have about getting financial aid and related to the cost of attendance here at Stony Brook University, particularly for students who are non-residents of New York State. We actually got a lot of questions ahead of time, so we're going to be going through those questions that we received in advance. However, we want to encourage those of you who are looking at home to please chat us and send us your questions, because we really want to make sure that everyone gets their questions answered. Alrighty, I can start with the first question that we had coming in. So the first question is, what is the current cost of attendance for Stony Brook University now?
Okay, so right now we do not have the 2018-19 figures posted yet. Site is our 2017-18 costs. Right now, the cost of tuition itself is about $24,180. Tuition and fees is $26,796. So if you decided to commute, if you have a family member living nearby, that would be your expected cost. However, if you decided to stay on campus here with us and need a room and a meal plan, the cost would be about $40,250 for the year.
So are you saying you're not required to live on campus as an out-of-state student at Stony Brook? That's great to know. Okay, you can save some money that way. Very good. So with that cost, now, what would you say is the range of financial aid that's offered to out-of-state students?
Students, when they submit an application to Stony Brook, will be considered for the merit-based scholarship opportunities. For out-of-state students, the grants can start at $6,500 per year, and scholarships, I believe, start at $8,500, and can actually range all the way up to the cost of tuition itself, which would be that $24,180 figure. As the tuition increases each year, if it does go up, that amount would follow as well.
Very good. So you mentioned merit-based scholarships. Are there any other scholarships that may be offered by Stony Brook athletics, or maybe am I able to bring in an external scholarship from my school in? Do you guys accept that?
Yes, we would accept those external scholarships. As far as athletic aid is concerned, the student would want to speak with their coach directly. That's how those awards are administered. As far as outside agencies, if you obtain a scholarship from one of those agencies, you just have to report it on our solar system, and then we can include it as part of your award package. And then we also offer certain Stony Brook specific scholarships. We have those listed on our website. They just require a separate application.
Oh, good. And now the process for that, how do I apply for an application? Is it really that you mentioned?
If you visit our main page at stonybrook.edu/financial aid, there's a link underneath types of aid for scholarships, and there's a whole section for our scholarships. They're broken up into category and based upon whether you're a freshman, sophomore, junior, or senior, and you can just find the application there. A lot of them are processed directly by our office.
Very good. Okay. And when should I apply for aid? Do I have to wait till I'm an admitted student? Can I do it now as an applicant?
So our priority filing deadline date is actually February 15th. That will make sure that you're considered for all of the campus-based aid, including federal work study and certain grants such as SEOG. Definitely the target date you want to have your application in by, since those are awards first come, first served.
Okay. Now, speaking of applications, I'm familiar with the FAFSA one, but does Stony Brook require a CSS profile?
No, we do not require the CSS profile. You just strictly need the FAFSA application for 18-19 in this case.
Very good. Are students automatically considered for scholarships?
So for our merit-based scholarships, yes. With the admissions application, your information is reviewed. We look at everything like holistically, but we do have a focus on SAT and your GPA from high school. So everything kind of goes through, and that would specific amount from there. If you want to, students can go onto our website and actually look at the net price calculator, plug in that information, and see if they would have been eligible for last year's criteria, just to give you an idea of what type of information goes into our search.
So oftentimes at the end, students projects what's called like an estimated family contribution, an EFC?
EFC, yeah.
Okay, so what exactly is the EFC, and be taken out in loans?
Okay, so the EFC is considered the expected family contribution. Basically, everything that you file on the FAFSA goes through a really long formula to determine that number. necessarily the amount you're receiving in aid, it's what the government feels that you might be able to reasonably contribute. So us as financial aid officers will look at that number, compare it to the cost of attendance for the school to determine your need. That need, as defined by the FAFSA application, will determine what type of aid you qualify for. Specifically states if you're eligible for the Pell Grant. That Pell Grant will remain the same no matter what school you decide to attend. But then we look at that cost of the need qualify for the subsidized loan or the unsubsidized loan. Some students will qualify for both. Some might only qualify for an unsubsidized loan.
So what is the difference, and is one better than the other?
You have a subsidized loan on the account, we're strongly encouraging you to accept that loan first, because the main difference is the Department of Ed pays the interest for you on that subsidized loan versus the unsub, when you as a student would be responsible for the interest accruing once the money is dispersed. The interest rate is the exact same between the two loans. This year it's 4.45%, which would stay for the life of the loan.
So we have another question coming in from a viewer. Are there scholarships that you have to apply for separately?
To apply for outside scholarships, anything outside of Stony Brook, you can certainly do so. I know that we constantly get outside offers that we review to make sure they're legitimate, so you can feel comfortable putting your information in there. We post those to our social media pages. We have all of our contact us information on our contact us page. You can see the links to our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, things like that.
Did not know that.
You can search there for good opportunities.
Okay, very good. So now, with the cost, does Stony Brook offer like a payment plan if I'm not able to come up with a large sum of money up front? Am I able to have a payment plan, or do you do when classes start?
For a payment plan here, the bill is due usually, like for this upcoming semester, is due January 15th. Students who do not have the ability to pay that in full, you can enroll in what's considered our time option payment plan offered by student accounts. They'll take whatever your remaining balance is and split it between either 3 or 4 monthly payments based upon the day you enroll. It's a $50 fee to enroll, but then it's interest-free throughout those months.
Oh, nice. Very good. What happens if I'm an independent student, my parents are not helping me? What kind of support does Stony Brook offer, or any resources that Stony Brook might offer if I'm independent and my parents are not able to help me financially?
The dependency part will be actually determined by the results of the FAFSA. So if you're considered a dependent student, your parental information is going to be required, even if your parents aren't necessarily helping contribute directly to your education costs. To be considered an independent student on the FAFSA, you'll have different eligibility as far as loans are concerned. But if you needed additional assistance, that's when you would want to look into private educational loans. Okay,
very good. So when I'm viewing my financial aid package, I know that Stony Brook posts its own solar, is that correct?
Yes, everything gets posted directly in the student solar.
Okay, so my 9-digit Stony Brook ID number, I can log into my solar. When I'm viewing my financial aid package, what are the next steps to secure that aid that's offered to me?
Will be posted. You'll see the to-do list item, which will actually explain directly how to accept or decline the financial aid on there. And we actually have a video on our website too that will help you navigate through that process to make sure the exact amounts that you want to accept are done correctly.
Nice. Okay. And when can I start to find out about my financial aid? When can I log into my solar account and expect to see that?
We're hoping to have all the information up in the middle of February. Students will receive a notification on solar when their award package is ready to view. So we're working hard at that. So just give us a little bit of time and it'll be posted.
Okay, so Stony Brook will let me know when I can go in and log into my solar.
You'll get the notification directly on solar, and you'll get an email sent to the account that is associated with your Stony Brook.
Good. And I know you mentioned scholarships and loans. Are there any types of, does Stony Brook offer work study programs on campus? Or?
So as long as you file the FAFSA by the priority deadline date, which is February 15th, you'll be considered for federal work study. Since that's an award that's first come, first served, we can never actually guarantee funds to any students. An award, it would be included on the award package, which you could accept. And then our details would actually tell you how to secure a job on campus. We have our Career Center website and then a program called Handshake, which a lot of the departments will post their opportunities on.
So that means that I can get a job on campus through Handshake, and that offers.
Yes, and even if you aren't allocated federal work study funds, that doesn't necessarily mean you can't work on campus. A lot of the departments will also post opportunities called student assistant positions on Handshakes. So essentially it's the same types of jobs, it's just they're getting paid from a department instead of the federal funding.
Very good. Do I have to report my scholarship on FAFSA? If I'm getting a scholarship, do I have to report it?
So the scholarship information wouldn't be reported directly on the FAFSA application, but
Okay.
you would need to, if you're getting an outside scholarship, report it to us as the financial aid office,
Okay.
so we can include it as part of your award package.
Okay.
All of the aid can exceed that total cost of attendance we were referring to before.
Okay. And if I'm getting external scholarship from like my school or from my church towards housing, can I put some of that money?
It would depend on the terms and conditions of that scholarship.
Okay.
A lot of them can go towards anything. Some of them are, say, tuition specific.
Specifically.
So
Okay.
that's what we would review and determine as we post.
Got to read the fine print. Very good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, the student, of course, I'm asking as an out-of-state student to get in-state tuition.
So, I'm sorry. So,
Mhm.
in-state tuition, you would actually want to speak with our student accounts office.
Okay.
There is a process and a form that you would have to complete.
Okay.
My understanding is a parent has to be taxes in order to be
Okay.
considered for that process.
Mhm.
So definitely visit the website for more details there.
Very good. And if the tuition goes up, so if the tuition goes up, does my financial aid package go up with it?
Each year you're going to be filing the FAFSA application. So everything that goes on that FAFSA determines your eligibility for that academic
Mhm.
year. We can guarantee to go up each year is your loan eligibility.
Okay.
Freshmen can get up to $5,500 in loans.
Wow.
Sophomores get $6,500. Juniors and seniors get $7,500. Look at the application each year, review, and let you know what you qualify for.
Very good. Is there a deadline? So when I'm looking at my FAFSA, my financial aid package, is there a deadline where I have to pay that's being offered to me?
Certain awards, yes, and that information will be posted directly on Solar. We usually like our scholarships, Stony Brook scholarships, to be accepted by a certain date.
Mhm.
As far as the loans, you can technically accept them at any point throughout the academic year.
Okay.
For students coming in the fall, we usually recommend everything be done by the beginning of August,
Mhm.
just to make sure everything is processed in time for your first billing statement.
Okay. So say that my parents are divorced and there's like a joint custody situation there.
So you would be filing the FAFSA based upon the custodial parent. So whatever
Okay.
parent you've resided with most in the past 12 months from the
Okay.
date of filing. Situations can be tricky. We actually have a video on our website that will help you identify who your parent is for FAFSA filing purposes.
Okay. Very good. Still taking applications now?
For next year, everything is posted. I don't know if everything dated for the application.
Okay.
I know certain things are for still spring right now,
Okay.
so just keep an eye out on the website and we'll update them as necessary.
Very good. Okay. What do I do if there's a change in my family's income? So if my parents hit the lotto, or if, on the opposite end, or if, there's a loss of a job, who should I notify and how does that affect my aid?
Okay, so we're looking at the information for 18-19. Everything's based on your 2016 tax documentation.
Okay.
So if there's been a change since that filing,
Mhm.
you would have to notify our office.
Okay.
As of July 1st each year is when we start it's called a request for reevaluation. Our website and see our current form. Next year's form will be posted as of July 1st. And you can see that we need as supporting documentation for us to make changes to the FAFSA to see if it would impact your aid.
Oh, nice. Okay, very good. So are there any type of full tuition scholarships that I can get and that would pay for housing, pay for everything? I don't want to pay for toilet paper. I don't want to pay for anything. What do I have to do to get that? Is there any type of scholarship?
So here at Stony Brook, the most that we offer is the value of tuition itself. So at this point, you would have to get supplemental scholarships or hopefully maybe with some of your other financial aid, it can be applied towards those costs.
And those supplemental scholarships are the ones you mentioned before, like the external scholarships?
Yeah, the external scholarships, the ones that require separate applications, whether through our website or the external agency.
All right. So what are some lenders to get loans from? That how do I know if it's shady or not? How do I know? I have an uncle who wants to loan me some money. How do I know what lenders does Stony Brook work with? I know it's Richmond.
Have a preferred lender list that's available on our website.
Oh, wow.
So we encourage you to take all of your federal aid first, just because it's usually a lower interest rate and those federal loans are guaranteed to you with a FAFSA application.
Okay.
If you still need additional funding, visit our website, stonybrook.edu/financial aid.
Okay.
We have a whole section on loans itself and a section dedicated to private educational loans. a link for our preferred lender list. I believe right now we have 7 or 8 preferred lenders. You could do a side-by-side comparison to see what loan works best for you.
Okay.
You would contact the lender individually. They would approve you. If you do get approved, they'll notify us as the school, and then we could certify it. So it would show up on your solar account and be included as part of your work package.
Very nice. So in terms of, we're talking about comparison costs, something called the net price calculator that you can use to figure out how much the cost would be for me to go to the school. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Calculator available through our homepage. You should see a link for it.
Okay.
And you would put in a lot of your information, high school GPA and SAT, everything like that, to help determine if you would potentially qualify for one of our scholarships. And then it would also, you're putting in your adjusted gross income information for you or your parent, so we can estimate what your financial aid would look like as well. So you can see how much aid you're getting versus the cost of attendance to see how much money you may owe.
Very good. That's actually very helpful. Thank you. So I'm wondering if we have any other questions out there need to be answered. We'll give it a moment to see if we have other questions coming in. Thank you, Samantha. I appreciate you answering the questions. Let's see if we have any other questions coming in before we wind down. So if someone wants to get in contact with the financial aid office at Stony Brook, what was that website again?
For our main website, you would want to visit stonybrook.edu/financial aid.
Okay.
And then there's actually a contact us page, so you can find out our email address, which is finaid@stonybrook.edu. If you have any simple questions, you're more than welcome to contact us there. When award packages go out, or now if you have questions, you can always give us a call and an advisor can review the account, make sure we have everything we need to set up that award package, or review what every component of your award package needs.
Thankful. Thank you. Okay.
We do have one question. It's kind of hard to write down. Athletic scholarship and merit-based scholarship from Stony Brook, are they responsible for reporting them to the financial aid office, or does the financial aid office already know?
If the athletic award is one of our Stony Brook awards, we'll already know about that award, and we can post both of them simultaneously to the account. As long as nothing exceeds the cost of attendance, you're good to go.
Okay.
Very good. So we thank you all for joining in and getting, I hope that you found the content here to be very helpful. Samantha, thank you so much for lending your expertise to us. Again, you have the website information if you have any questions for financial aid. Any questions that you have about Stony Brook admissions, you can give us, which is www.stonybrook.edu, and then /admissions. So you can click and get some of your answers there. And again, thank you all for joining us. And as an email, yes. Also, if you have any questions as well, too. So our email address is enroll, ENROLL, stonybrook.edu, and one of our admissions advisors will be more than glad to answer your questions for you. Thank you all for joining us today, and we hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.